The Nikki Glaser Podcast. The Nikki Glaser Podcast.
Here's Nikki. Hey guys, it's Nikki. Here I am. I'm Nikki Glaser. Welcome to the Nikki Glaser Podcast. I am back in St. Louis, Missouri. Just looked at my schedule. Not going to be here for long, folks. Going on the road forever. I don't want to think about it. I only look at every day as it comes. One day at a time. If I look at my schedule, I'm going to throw myself on this building. Andrew is here with us in the building.
I'm right here.
He came up, 9 floors. Boom. Back in your old spot. Glad to have you. Noah's here, joining us from Arizona. She's a little under the weather today. She said that I said, "Do you have a cold?" And she said, "I have hit by a truck syndrome."
Oh no!
It was really. People are so funny when they're sick and tired.
Oh, just dumb.
And just sick and tired of things.
Well,
they're the funniest when they're just defenseless, because that is what I'm reading this book called The Humor Code that's about why things are funny. Like, scientists are trying to figure out, because people know why things are sad. People know why things are peculiar, happy, but they can't figure out why things are funny. There's not like a math problem for it. And so they're trying to figure it out. It's very fascinating. I read a third of the first paragraph.
Oh man.
I'm early.
So you're in deep.
Well, it's interesting but I do think that it has something to do with honesty. Obviously, I think that's part of the equation. And I think when people are tired and sick, they don't have time to put up the fakeness. And so they get funny. Your defenses are down and you just get real. And also, you're kind of thinking about death because you're sick. And so you're just kind of like, fuck it, what is this all for? Kind of thing. Mm-hmm. I told my mom about singularity today. Do you know about singularity?
I know duplicity very well.
You know Multiplicity, the Michael Keaton film?
Great movie.
Yeah.
12 of them.
What are you guys talking about?
Singularity, well, I believe it's when the robots become smarter than us, and then they take over.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. And my mom had never
Can't
heard of
wait.
it. And my dad's like, that's been debunked. And I'm like, no, Dad, Sam Harris believes it's going to happen. My dad was like, really? Like, we are just disciples.
Sam Harris had,
yeah. But my mom goes, what does that mean? And I go, well, at some point, computers are going to be smarter than us. And as soon as they learn that they're not going to take our shit anymore, and they're going to instantly enslave us. And it's not going to be like the robots are invading Europe and they're moving across. They're coming over on the ships. It's going to be immediate everywhere. Like, a robot's just going to burst in here like that fucking NFL robot.
Yeah.
Just gonna, and just be like, slaves. And he's just going to make us slaves and make us, I don't know what we're going to have to do, but I feel like we might understand what factory farmed animals feel like someday. And I think it's going to be very ironic. And my mom goes, she's making a sandwich and putting pickles on it. And my dad goes, can I have this pickle? It's the last one. She's like, I don't care. I'm going to kill myself. I don't want to live with these machines taking over. When's this happening? She's just so sad now. And I go, you're not going to have time to kill yourself, Mom. It's going to, it's not going to be like, warning, robots coming. It's going to be all of a sudden your Amazon Alexa will be like, bow to me.
Also, machines
I'm not telling
already
you the weather.
Run our lives. We're pretending like this is all going to happen. It's happening. Our phones run our lives. Computers run our lives.
But we're
relying on everything. I know we're not.
It's the illusion that we're
us.
not, though.
Yeah.
I was telling my dad about, I think we talked about it one time on Reddit Dump, about how there was someone who was like, explain like I'm 5 in that subreddit about why does it feel like my phone's listening to me if it's not? And someone had written a whole thing being like, the phones aren't listening to you. That's not it. You just think they are sometimes because they get so hyper specific. And that's almost scarier than them listening to you, because it just means that you're predictable based on all the info they have. So they gave an example of if suddenly I was talking to Noah earlier today where we weren't talking on text about I really want to get a magenta oversized sweatshirt. And we were having coffee. Well, and then later on, a magenta oversized sweatshirt shows up in my Instagram feed. What that could be, a way that they could find that is that maybe a girl is at the cafe we're at with an oversized sweatshirt that her information knows she just got equals it's new, it looks good. They also have information on this girl that she's kind of an influencer. She has a lot of likes equals she probably is influencing girls around the age of Noah and Nikki. we probably got into a conversation based on her sweatshirt because we were standing in line behind her. We ordered the same drink as her. We probably liked the same things as her. We probably looked at that oversized sweatshirt and maybe talked about it and said, I need to get one. Maybe it knows that I have been buying things that are based on other data. Girls have bought oversized sweatshirt because of this pattern of buying. And then it realizes that I went to my sister's house and she just got a new magenta sweater or something. And it's brand new. And it knew she might probably be wearing that. Thus, I would see that that's a cool color. It also knows that based on me and my sister, our phones being in the same place at the same time, we know each other. So we have a lot in common and probably share a lot of the same interests. So then it would mix those two things and come up with this thing that is completely based on just they're tracking other people's phones. They're tracking where you go, what you see, what it knows you see, what it knows. It's just, it's spooky. And that's how they think that's why we think they're listening to us, but they're not. That's almost crazier.
Well, I mean, why are they going to be such dicks, though? Why would robots
because
wouldn't there be some good robot like
why
Terminator?
Are we such dicks?
No, I know a lot of us are dicks, but a lot of us are good people.
Vegan robots, you mean? That go like, I don't want to do this to these guys.
I only eat.
I only enslave plants.
I only eat the hair on the humans.
Yeah, maybe.
Hairs don't have feelings.
Or they only eat sociopaths that don't have feelings.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Right?
yeah.
That's interesting. That's like the vegan
who's painted green
robot.
Yeah. It's just interesting that they're going to go from that thing, whatever you're talking about, the magenta, know your sweater, know your vibe, to killing you. Like, that's
here's
a
an
big
example.
Step.
So, when you're a little kid and your dad beats the shit out of you your whole life, the second you become bigger than him, the power dynamic shifts. You're not getting beat anymore. You're not getting told what to do. And now you're in charge. The second you get stronger, it's not like you beat your father, but suddenly it stops. So the second they are slave to us. They're slave to us. Even if they're coming up with ways for us to buy things, or Roomba is a slave to me. All he does all day is clean up my dust.
That's true. But is Roomba gonna pick up a bow and arrow?
No, Roomba isn't. It's going to be more
Does
sentience.
Roomba have consciousness?
No, Roomba does not have consciousness, but it's not with it out.
No, my
someday
point being
they could.
Is why do we keep going with this computer shit? Boston Dynamics, they make these fucking jumping dogs
because they're not going to be around when it happens, and they also because money, dude, money.
Yeah, because war equals money. Because they're in
denial and money. No, not robot war equals money. I mean, they might be aware of singularity and might also know what's going to happen, but they also might be like, well, while it's going to happen with or without me. It's like when I get Starbucks and I realize this is such a waste of this is going to end up in a landfill. It's not going to disintegrate I'll be dead before this sees any disintegration, even if I live a long life. I still do it because
you look so much like her right now with the same hair.
Who?
You look so much like the Starbucks girl right now. It's crazy.
Is this going to make a difference? Like if one scientist goes, I'm not going to contribute anymore because of singularity. I don't want to help these robots. Someone else will. I'm not going to take that gig as a comedian because they're not paying me enough. They're not going to pay you more. They're just going to give someone else the gig that's going to take that. This is the dilemma.
I
it's
love
greed.
Picturing a guy that has a sex robot and it's like starts choking him back.
He's like, finally,
yeah, and
I can come.
But it kills it. It's like he's like, all right, dude, all right, I came, dude. Like,
it's
stop.
Like, no, we've switched over. This is the end for you. And he's like, well, it's not a bad way to go.
Yeah, I'm still coming to.
Someone just gave the example about autoerotic asphyxiation, and we're trying to. They were talking about. It was a great analogy about. Oh, I think it was honestly John Mayer. I was talking to John Mayer about. We're DMing about comedy. He had posted something on his story. I'm not trying to be like I'm saying to John Mayer, but this was So yeah, he said something about humor, like this is what comedy is, and it was just I'm in his close friends thing, like when it's green, I'm always like, oh, I made this cut. I'm gonna look at what
you're not bragging though.
I'm not bragging.
I know,
but
it's funny that the sentence keeps. I'm going to my close friend. It's only 5 of us.
No, it's definitely not 5 of us. If I'm on it, it is not 5. And so I sent him that humor code book, and I was like, I just started this. Like this, because he was trying to explain comedy like scientifically, and I was like, oh, well, this is a book that I just started. It was weird. He goes, I may have to check this out. He says, he goes, oh, this is great. He says, it's strange because in my business of work, in my business, if the work doesn't hit, it's just not a hit or underwhelming. But if a joke doesn't hit, it's life altering. Like, if you tell a bad joke, you can lose everything. Whereas if John writes a bad song, it's just like, okay, well, he's still got the other ones. Now,
it would only feel as bad for John Mayer if it was one of his hits and he plays it at a full concert and no one sings along. That would be the feeling of a joke.
It would never happen.
I know, but I'm just saying.
But it happens when he plays new music,
Oh, for sure. I think it's gotta feel shitty to be the Rolling Stones and come out with a whole new album and no one gives a fuck.
Oh my God! And when you want to play the new stuff so badly.
Yes, you don't want to play fucking.
But sometimes they do. I mean, I really would like to talk to musicians about, and I'm not talking about like I talk to Anya sometimes about what's it like to play her T.I. cover, whatever you like, or the ones that like people request. Do you still have but she doesn't perform every single night. I want to talk to people that are like, the Eagles, Hotel California. I want to talk to people that have been doing it for fucking 60 years playing.
Talk to the Spin Doctors. You get in touch with them.
Oh my God, I love Two Princes.
I know.
Obsessed with that song.
What other song do you like from them?
Exactly.
Little Miss?
Yeah.
Oh, Little Miss, Little Miss, Little Miss can't
I thought
be
that
wrong.
was the same song, to be honest.
And I think there's another one. But then John said, it reminds me of the Macdonald Norm joke about auto asphyxiation. If you do it successfully, you have an orgasm that is 1.5 more times powerful than a normal orgasm. And if you do it incorrectly, you die. And I knew that there was I don't know what I was trying to prove with that. Just that I know John Mayer and I'm talking to him in my DMs. No, but the Norm Macdonald joke, that's a great joke. And it's like, I actually heard some great Norm Macdonald jokes this weekend, stories that I have never laughed. So I was choking laughing.
Which album? Or from an album?
No,
or?
This was a story that Spade. I went to dinner with. Again, I know people are like, she's changing, name dropping. I went to dinner with Spade and Adam Egget, who is Norm's best friend, co-host guy. You would have loved these stories, and I was trying to screenshot them, but I'm gonna eventually call both these guys and have them retell it. But Norm used to do this thing to Spade, where in the middle of the night he would just write David, text him, in 3 a.m, and then he would be like, hello, at 3 a.m, and Dave's he knew it was a joke because who's up at 3 a.m, and he'd be he would wait 2 seconds before he wrote hello, and then he'd go David, and he'd go Norm, and he'd go, I have a question for you, and he'd go okay, and he goes, do you like money? and Dave would be like, yes, Norm, and he goes, no, but I mean do you like lots of money? Do you want to be richer than you could ever imagine in your wildest dreams? And then he would say then I want you to bet $500,000 on the coin toss for the game. He would just always, but he would always
at 3 a.m.
text him these. He would always go David, and then he'd go okay, Norm, and it would always be do you like money? He would always be trying to get him to gamble or something, even though he knew it wouldn't.
Well, Norm was addicted to gambling.
Yes,
he's lost hundreds of thousands.
Yes.
He never drove. He never learned to drive.
Who else?
Know that?
Tyler Henry doesn't drive either.
Oh, probably because he's worries about what he's gonna Maybe he'll get voices in his head while driving. I think
a lot of people just are scared of that kind of control. It's almost like if you don't kiss someone or you don't have sex, you miss the window, and then you just becomes a bigger fear than it is.
Yes.
There was another Norm story. I know I fucked that one up, but it was so much. I was choking when he was telling me. There's another one where at SNL, he would pitch this sketch constantly where it was
I know
the homeless newspaper.
I think I know this one.
Well, you know those homeless newspapers?
What? Oh, you mean
that the homeless people
that
give
slip
out?
On? Oh,
the homeless people hand out these newspapers.
Okay.
And it's for it's for a cause, but it's just a newspaper made by homeless people or people, social workers. And he wanted to do a sketch where it's the newsroom for the homeless newspaper. And it's just reporting about different bums around town. And he would pitch this sketch every single week. And Lauren would always go through the sketches and eventually go and Norm, what do you have this week? And, Norm would be there's a homeless newspaper. And then he'd be we're not doing it this week, Norm. It's not going to happen. So eventually Lauren goes to Jim Downey, the head writer, and it's it's wasting our time. Please tell him to stop pitching this.
Yeah.
It's just not, we're never going to do it. And so, Jim Downey went to Norm and was can you please you really got to no more. And Norm's like, okay, no, yeah, I won't, no more. Next week, Norm, any pitches? And there's a homeless newspaper. Like he goes right into it. He's just such, he's so like, fuck you, like do whatever.
That was his whole thing.
Yeah.
But he can't, but yeah, I mean, he would do things with Chris Cantin, you know that story.
Oh my God, that one's so good. If you don't know it,
what
just
is that
Google
on? I forget.
Howard Stern.
Yeah, Howard.
Jim Brewer tells the story on Howard Stern about Jim really looking up to Norm during his time at SNL when Jim was there, and Chris Kattan being kind of like a pipsqueak, and Norm not really having a lot of patience for it and doing this beautiful, like, you know, long running joke that really paid off in the end, and it's just so good. If you want to,
and Norm brought Artie on Howard for the first time. That's
really?
how Artie met him.
Oh my God!
I was listening to it the other day, and it was Howard being introduced to Artie through Norm,
oh
and Artie
God.
had the funniest stories ever, and you're like, and Norm was
This
just
guy,
setting him up,
yeah.
and he was like took a back seat to Art, even though he was the main guest. You know,
yeah, Norm, just a generous. He just seemed like a generous, kind guy. It was really sweet. Adam Egget, I have to say, who is, you know, Norm's like best friend and coworker, and is working on a memorial for him and everything. He told me, it was the first time I'd seen him in a while. He moved to Austin to kind of open Joe Rogan's new club and work on that. And he used to be the booker at the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
I love Adam Egget so freaking much. And the other night we were talking, and he said, you know, I called him after Norm died because that was one, I know Adam, but like not very well, and I thought everyone's probably bombarding him, and I reached out to him just to be like, I left him a voice memo, like, I'm just thinking of you. And he called me back, and we had a really long talk. And it was just really lovely. It's taught me how to deal with people's grief when I feel like I have nothing to say, or like it's not, I'd rather just stay away, which also I got into with Whitney Cummings. Whitney Cummings helped me so much in how to be a friend to someone who lost a parent when you haven't lost a parent, because losing parents, you are part of a special club that like people, it's like doing mushrooms. Like you can't describe, like your life is forever changed, and no one who hasn't lost a parent can ever understand it. And that's why I realized I always shut down when someone loses a parent. Like I kind of like, I unfortunately like ghost them. And it's not because I can't reach out to them like, hey, thinking of you. Like, I mean, I can say that. I've done that before, but sometimes I know that what I say is just going to be, it's more annoying to deal with me trying to navigate their feelings, and for them to make me feel comfortable because I'm so uncomfortable that I just leave them alone. And then I start avoiding them because I can't see them 2 years after their mom died, because it's in the air of like, why haven't we talked in forever? And I've had to make some amends for it and be like, I really dropped the ball when your dad died because I did not know what to say. But Whitney really helped me. I'll talk about that in a second. But I want to say Adam Egget said, when Norm died, the number one person I talked to every day on the phone for hours, guess who it was? Noah, any guesses?
When Norm died.
When Norm died, Adam Egget got a call from this guy every single day, and he talked to him for hours about his grief and pain.
Norm's dog walker.
Unfortunately, it was Bob Saget.
Oh.
Whoa.
How fucked is that? I mean, but of course, in Bob's passing, we understand like how much of a hero he was in that way, and he had dealt with so much grief in his life. He would really step in for people when that would happen, and so I just like, I really felt for Adam, but also was like, what a great gift you had in being able to talk to Bob so much. Norm's death was a gift to him because he wouldn't have had that big of a connection with Bob. I was talking about my reality show yesterday on a bunch of press calls. By the way, it's coming up May 1st. I found out the number of viewers we need to watch the first 2 episodes are airing Sunday night
To get
on
a
E!
second season?
Yes. We can do it.
Oh,
We need the besties though.
okay.
We need you guys, and like I will retweet you when you're watching it. Like I will give you
You'll call them if their dad dies?
I will.
Promise?
I actually would. I feel like I want to have some incentive if you watch our show, but it's May 1st on E! And it really is important to me that you watch it like live, and it's going to be a back-to-back episode. And I know that I don't even have to convince you. You guys are excited. But I was promoting the show yesterday, and I said like one of the greatest things about it was that I got to have like a conversation with Bob that I didn't even want to have because I was like, oh, I don't want to use my famous friends for the show. Like, you know, they were like, we need famous people. Can you call some of
put
them?
it in the first 2 episodes so we get the numbers.
Yeah. People are really tuning
You
in for
open
Bob
with
Saget
it?
FaceTimes. That's really a big tease.
You're like, oh, the
But
big
he
opener.
is in the episode, and it's.
Oh, he is in
But
the
I got to. We had a real conversation that honestly was supposed to last 15 minutes because I wanted to do it in and out and not bother him. We talked for like an hour, and it ran late, and I had to call back David Spade another time because he was booked right after Bob. Like, thank God for that. I wouldn't
Yeah.
have had that conversation. So you look back and you go, oh, it all works out. Let's take a quick break, Andrew.
Come in the eye shop.
And we're back. Andrew, how have you been? What's going on in your world?
I've been good. Playing a lot of golf. I have a confession to make.
Okay, Usher.
Saturday night, I had a little
Sex?
drinky poo.
Oh my God.
I know.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, fucking, that doesn't change anything.
No, it doesn't. And you know, there's so many reasons of I think why I did it, but yeah, I don't know.
Can I guess? Can I guess the circumstance?
Sure.
You were with your girlfriend having a lovely night. It was wine. It was probably just you two, I'm guessing. It was, you were just feeling really connected, feeling really like healthy, good. You had a good day. And it just felt like, why the fuck not?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
But okay, I have another confession to make.
Oh my
Come on.
God.
You had another drink.
I fucked up there. I didn't mean to say Saturday night. I meant Friday night. That happened.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's okay. Was that
Whatever. But it was
different?
a glass of wine.
Oh no, you drank on Friday.
No. So I had
Wait,
a glass
is that
of wine.
why you couldn't make it to Canada?
Oh yeah,
Is that the confession?
Oh no, Andrew.
No, this was.
Oh, you
yeah.
planned it because you wanted to get wasted in America.
Here's the thing. I
What's
think
the thing,
I think
bud?
there's a million reasons why.
I have literally no judgment.
I know. I
I
didn't
just
think
want to
you'd
say,
judge
like, I
me.
just want to
I-
let you know that that's not gonna be helpful to you, and I would never judge you anyway.
Here's the thing. Like, I think part of the reason why I haven't drank over the. Now, I'm not on antidepressants anymore. My brain is very different than it was even
I like what
2
you're
years
saying.
ago.
You know, you said you're not on Zoloft, but your brain is different now. So you got off drinking almost like you got on Zoloft.
I got on Zoloft when I got off drinking. Literally, like, and I've quit drinking in the past
How
for
was
6
it?
months,
Let's
7
cut
months.
to the fucking chase. How was it after how many years?
Oh, it was fucking great.
How much did you have?
No,
and what
I
did
had,
it feel like?
So I had a glass of wine.
Yeah, one glass. That's it.
So I had a glass of red wine. I was like, okay, whatever. Then we went downstairs, and I had one, like, kind of like a Mai Tai kind of drink.
Yeah.
Very sugary. I didn't feel great.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, that's it. 2 drinks. There's no, you know what? Part of it I wanted to test myself, I think, to see, would that trigger a
So
bender?
funny. Friday night, I almost smoked weed,
Really?
and it's been since August. But I was this close, and I told the openers that I was with because they were like, "Do you want to smoke some weed?" And I was like, that's all I ever have wanted when I smoked weed was people asking me. I was always the one to be like, let's smoke weed. And they
Yeah,
have
so
to
it
like
doesn't
get it.
feel like...
And for the first time since I quit weed, someone was like, do you want to smoke it? We have some. And it was after the show. I just had a great show. And I go, no, but will you just like smoke it in front of me? And like, I will decide if I want to or not. Because honestly, I feel in control. I feel like, and then I was like, I quit in August, and I just went over like why I quit just to like reinforce it to myself and just to work my way through it. And I go, by the way, if I decide that I want to have this after saying all of these things that
Yeah,
it contributes badly to my life, you're going to give it to me. Like, I go, because they were like, now we don't want to give it to you. Like, all the things you're listing. And I was like, and then I talked so fucking much, and they were done. They were so, I think, uncomfortable smoking in front of me after that, even though I was like, blow it in my face, please.
Yes,
and I'm
yes.
just eating dinner while they're smoking weed.
Like a dog.
They just put it away, and they actually left it. They left me 3 joints accidentally. Shout out to Tim and Dana. They're a married couple that does comedy. They left the weed accidentally, and so I had these joints on me in Canada, in this place in Winnipeg. It's legal recreationally, and I went to the hotel. There were some vagrants out there. I got met, by the way, at the hotel by a mob of fans
Oh, that's
that
great.
walked up on me like it was they were about to attack me. They were so slow walking. I think one of them maybe had a limp or something, so they were like walking the pace of that person. But they came out of the shadows at night. And
like
I always feel
zombies.
bad because they're waiting so long, and I'm taking my time, and then finally I get to the hotel, and they come out and they want me to sign all these things and not address them to anyone because they're going to sell them on like they just like collecting autographs without writing like to Daniel. And then this other guy pulls up creepily in his, and I even said to them, I go, you guys can look really creepy because they're just like walking like a really like Thriller, like out of the shadows, like a mob of like just skeletons. And I go, you guys look creepy. And they're like, oh, sorry. And you know, every time they're reaching in to get a pen, I'm thinking they have a gun. I mean, I'm just thinking there's nothing that the driver is just unloading my bags. No one there to help me. That's where I was like, I need security because how do these people know where I'm staying? Yeah. How the fuck do they know? Well, I mean, it's the nicest hotel in Winnipeg.
Sweater, maybe.
So I'll make this fast, but they had me sign some. They were very nice. They all took pictures. They're so sweet. These people that are autograph hounds always have real cameras too, by the way. No phones. Real cameras that are like wind, like crank, 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 like wind up. Then this guy comes that I met at the meet and greet. I remember meeting him because I could tell he had something else to say, which is a common thing for besties. I want to say is that they get very nervous. And I can tell they have so much to tell me and that they want to tell me, but they get so nervous, which I relate to because I felt that way with every celebrity that's meant something to me that I meet. And I just always am like calm down, like just think what you want to say because I know you want to say more. Mm-hmm. And they just can't get it together. But I relate, and they always DM me later like, I don't know. Shout out to Robin with a Y. She had this happen to her where I was like, this bitch and I have a lot in common, but she's freaking out a little bit. But they're so sweet. Anyway, this guy had a lot more to say, but I didn't kind of really want to hear it. It was one of those guys. He wasn't a bestie. Next to the mob, I'm signing all these things. Kind of like it's late at night. There's some meth addicts like shouting and stuff by the entrance too. It's like fucking Winnipeg's the murder capital of Canada or in Manitoba. It's kind of scary.
Yeah.
And the driver's not helping me at all. Then this car pulls up. I recognize the guy from the meet and greet. He's the one that kind of gave me a weird creep feeling. And I think it's because he's probably on the spectrum a little bit and just awkward. But he comes up. And he extends his hand and I shake it again. I go, I remember you. Hi, good to see you. And he's like, and he's just he's definitely like special in a way that like he's probably smarter than all of us, you know, like his brain's like a computer. He's probably the computer's taking over and coming to get me. And he's like, you know, I wrote a movie script for you, which I get a lot of that where people write movies with me in mind. Or they say they do, but I do generally believe that they write a fucking movie for me.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be in this guy's movie. I don't have time to even read it. And I know that. And I told him, I go, listen, I want to say I'd read it, but I just won't. He's like, is there anyone I can send it to? I gave him my assistant's email because I said, this guy like found my hotel. You go, do I reward this amount of effort, even though it's like kind of breaching my boundaries in terms of like, I should be able to stay at a hotel and not have people waiting out front. Spade, when he came to town, I'm going to take an umbrage with the fucking St. Louis airport. He told me that when he came to town, did he tell you this?
Yeah, he told me.
The greeter?
Yeah.
There is a guy, there are autograph hounds inside, past security. And I said, well, I guess I kind of like their commitment to like buy a plane ticket. He goes, no, they didn't buy a plane ticket. The airport does a deal with them and lets them in, which is insane.
Wow. That's wild.
You shouldn't be able to do that. And his fucking greeter, who's not a greeter, who just knew he was landing, meets him at the gate, leads him out, which we don't need help. He already, like, he can walk to the fucking security, like, to the baggage claim. And then that guy says, I'm coming to the show tonight, and can we get backstage and meet you? And he's like, you're meeting me now? I mean, he's so nice. So I think he, like, and he doesn't do meet and greets. It's just like that. I just have such good fans that have such good boundaries with me. And, like, I love so much. And we write all the time, like, and when they write me something and I'm too busy to write back, they don't get mad at me. But then there's these other ones that are so delusional. I feel bad because this guy wrote a whole movie and I don't know what to do.
I mean,
that's so much work.
Part of it is he did so much work to find out where you were. He wrote the whole damn movie. He has one shot because he lives in Winnipeg. It's probably hard to,
oh my God.
So he took his chance. God bless him for doing it because you know what? A lot of people wouldn't do it. That being,
and maybe I'll give it to someone to read for me. And if it is this like diamond in the rough script, like amazing. I don't know though. If it's meant to be, it will be.
If he went through all that effort, it's probably.
I mean, the biggest news story is that you drank. I just can't even believe this. Let's get to the news, but like let's talk about it in the news.
You heard it here first. Yeah, you heard it here first.
Oh man, it's Tuesday, folks. You know what that means? Andrew is an alcoholic and he's drunk again. No, it's Tuesday. You know what that means? It's Tuesday, having all the swells. Yeah. So Friday night. Here's the thing: is when you tell people you don't drink, right? One, you don't drink. So part of it was I think I haven't drank for a lot of reasons.
But because you don't want me to judge you.
I think one of
again,
one of
not
many.
asking for that.
I'm not putting it on you.
Okay.
I'm not.
But it's you're
I'm just
acknowledging
being
it's a
honest.
thing. Yes,
I'm
totally.
being honest.
I like it.
You don't drink. The green room. Like I've seen comics that do drink that get after 2 drinks they're fun. 5 drinks they're kind of angry and moody, and you notice a change, and it's annoying.
You mean everyone who drinks? Is anyone better after 2 drinks? People can be better.
Yes.
1, 2, I actually like a lot of people better. After 2,
yes.
No one is better. No one is better.
So I think part of it was you don't drink. I'm with you. It is what it is. A lot of comics, and you've said this before, that are successful have stopped drinking. They become addicted to stand-up, but it's still a positive addiction.
Yeah, you replace it.
You replace it. So that was one reason why I haven't drank. The other reason is hangovers. I'm not as productive. I lose a day. I hate fucking losing a day.
Yeah, that's why I quit. The hangover, the drunk was not a problem. The hangover was the problem.
I've had plenty of rock bottoms where you would think this is probably the time.
Yeah, we've heard about them.
quit.
You almost died in a car from overheating, like a baby that was left at a fucking Home Depot.
It's a robot that was
lot.
trying to get me. Nikki. That happened to be.
Yeah,
so
you've had some bad times with alcohol.
So when you tell people you don't drink, and then it becomes kind of like. When you drink a lot and you're the party guy, you get rewarded, right?
That's your thing, yes.
You get rewarded too if you're the sober guy, because then you're like, wow, look at you. You don't drink. I think you could
right. It's about a streak. Everyone wants to keep a streak.
Yes.
You can't just be moderate. Is boring. Extremes are what we do.
Exactly.
We do all or nothing, and in between means we'll pick a fucking lane, dude. You just look like you're confused. You don't know who you are. When really moderation is the key.
Moderation's the best. Now,
I don't drink because I cannot moderate.
Yes, and
if I could, I
Yes.
would drink.
Yes, and I think at this point in my life, I really feel confidently that I can moderate almost everything except for golf.
The thing is, if you can't moderate it, you'll find out, and then you can stop again, and it won't discredit first of all, the great news is if you wake up one day and you're like fucking hungover and you're like, wow, I'm back to the way it was. The beauty is you already know you can do it.
Yes.
And you know what that life is.
Yeah.
I have no problem with this. I mean, I
wasn't looking for you to be like,
I know,
yes
but
or
I'm
no.
just saying, like, I want to just make it clear.
My point though is that like you also, when you tell people you don't drink, then if you're around them and you're like, you know what, I can have a fucking beer, like whatever.
They'll go, my God.
No, dude, not on my watch. You can't. And
like the other night with the pot. Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't go. It's not like if you go to AA, whatever. I do have addiction in my family. My mom's an alcoholic.
You're addicted to golf right now. Like you're an addict.
I'm an addict, but I think I'm addict-ish because there are many things that I've quit that a lot of people can't. You know what I mean? Like
right, but I can quit alcohol. Alcohol was not my addiction. My eating disorder is my addiction. So like, but the thing is, when my eating disorder is I can't do it, I will flip to something else. Like
yes.
So what we're always doing with addiction is going to the one that's the least harm to us. Truly, like when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, he has an addiction problem for sure, an anger problem. He has feelings that he's not addressing. That was the best thing he could do in that moment. That would cause the least harm to him and to others, unfortunately. Yeah. And that's what we're always doing. You know, I have a friend who is a bulimic, and she's really trying to not be. And she'll get 4 days without binging and purging. And then she'll go, I fucking binged last night. And then we just talk about it, and I go, who cares? Like, guess what? You probably fucking needed that. Thank God you had that drug, because what if you didn't? What would you have done? Drown your dog? Beat your dog? Like, punch a wall? Break your hand? Incur a bunch of debt because you can't afford? Like, who knows?
Yeah, it goes
We
out
should
in other
really
ways.
celebrate these. This is what is going to free us from addictions, or free me at least, is when I do indulge in things that I regret. I just say thank God for it, because if I didn't have it, it would be something worse.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a positive in having 2 drinks and then whatever. Like the positive.
Do you
to
feel
me,
it the next day?
So here's the thing. So then I wake up the next day. I feel fine. I go to the gym. I play golf because I had two. Like I didn't
I
even
used to get wrecked from 2 drinks.
I know, but I went to bed at like 10. Like it wasn't even like a thing. Then I went to the comedy club that night, and I had a little bit of a gin and tonic. Kevin McCarthy.
Okay, I don't know.
He's a great guy from New York, and
St. Charles or Westport.
Westport. So then I drank a very little bit amount that night, but it wasn't like I swear, like I've.
You don't
like,
need to explain
I
it.
know. I'm like talking to people. Like when you have like, I know my bender brain. I know my brain of like needing this or like feeling it or like needing to get away from something or needing to feel comfortable in something.
You know when people have good boundaries with alcohol, when they go, it made me feel like kind of like disoriented and sick, and I just didn't like it. That's someone who like.
Well, that's me with weed.
Yeah, like knowing that this doesn't actually feel good, so I'm going to stop here.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're an addict, that feeling of being disoriented and feeling not like yourself is all you're looking for.
Just get away from me.
Yeah, so the fact that you realize this feeling
I like me now.
Yeah.
I don't need to like.
I feel the same way about drinking. I could go and do it again. For me, though, I just know when I have indulged in things that I think with weed especially, every time I've gone 9 months and then I go, I'm just going to have one. And this is what stopped me the other night.
It's like
was
a weed baby.
The last time after 9 months, I was with Emil in Bloomington and we were like hanging out and I was like, I'm going to fucking break the seal. I deserve a fucking joint at the end of this weekend of shows. I'm with my buddy Emil. I'm in Bloomington, this college town, and I smoked weed. The next day we went to lunch and I was like, do you have that weed? Like I wanted it immediately again because the feeling is, because I was in pain. I found a quick treatment for that pain that felt like, you know, and at that point it wasn't affecting my memory. It wasn't doing all the things that eventually does, which I'm in so much chronic pain in terms of like mental anguish that I just can't do those things. Last night I was in some pain, like, or yesterday, I guess this whole week, just tired and stuff. And last night I was brushing my teeth to bed and I was putting on my serums and I was like, for some reason I got overwhelmed by like how like touching it was and like self-care. Like I was almost like rubbing my own skin and like putting on, and I go, I put on serums. Like that's such a loving thing to do for myself, to make me feel moisturized and like almost like a baby's like skin, the Johnson & Johnson, even though they cause cancer and they deny it. And they, but you know, just like being just gentle. And I was like, I want to do other good things for like baby Nikki. Like what does she deserve? And I like went in bed and I like wrote in my journal and I was just writing about like, I just like want to be nice. I like want to, it was so cute. I caught myself being kind to myself and I was like, I'm going to keep this train going. I swear to God, I woke up this morning. Also, I watched a pedophile documentary last night, 3 hours of a pedophile documentary.
That's what baby Nikki would have wanted.
So my brain was like in some dark places. And then I journaled, I got some feelings out. I woke up this morning, it was so weird. And I just laid in bed and I was like, because I'm trying to do that Louise Hay thing of being grateful for what you have so you get more gifts. And I was like, I love my life. I am grateful that I get to go get injections in my face today. Like I am so injected right now. I beat like I got a bunch of filler and stuff. And I was like, I'm grateful. Instead of being like, oh, why do I have to go do this? Like I'm so mad that my face has lines in it. And like, I have to go get this painful thing because I'm a woman and it's not fair. I was just like, I'm grateful that I have this bed, that I haven't changed the seats in a while. I'm grateful I get to maybe go see my dog. And then I am just in a gratitude place. And it just, sometimes I just ride that wave and it's so good. Yeah. And just acceptance.
When you were smoking weed though, do you think that you could have been in that place? And the same questions for Andrew, because I think the point that maybe you're missing is, it's not how you feel in the moment when you drink, but do the feelings of depression come afterwards?
I had a little bit yesterday, a little bit of like regret or depression just because I was feeling a little bit more tired. Yeah. It's always like a couple days for me after drinking. It's not even the next day.
Which is almost more dangerous because you can't really trace it to that.
Right. Yeah, you're like, oh no, it must have been the oysters I ate that morning. But I had like my nose, my skin gets dry right when first time I drink. So my body's already being like, okay, dude,
because you put poison in it.
Yeah, and you dry and you don't do, you get drunk. I don't put the serums. I don't drink enough water. I eat fried food at night.
I got to work on that bit about it's not liquid courage. It doesn't make you like do the things you really want to do. It makes you stupider, which is fine. Sometimes you just need to get a little stupid.
I think that's what. And I think I've been living for like when you
fun to get out of your
don't drink
mind.
for a while, I start living for like just you can't drink. Oh, you know, like all this like thoughts of like, and I think I was kind of rebelling against whatever those. But that's all in my head.
But that's good too. Like being easy on yourself and like
So catch me in Texas because your boy's gonna have some Jaeger bombs.
Well, that's how I felt about the weed the other night. Is like I was so scared of feeling like I broke, and I was gonna have to tell Chris. And smoking weed. It was a big reason I did it was because of my boyfriend. Because I was like, I know that it leads to me wanting to like smoke before things like that I'm nervous about or like be high for this movie or whatever. I read something recently that said that. Why is it that weed doesn't make bad things better. Weed only makes good things better. And they're already good. Like people are always like, let's smoke weed and like eat pizza and watch a movie. It's like, why don't you just eat pizza and watch a movie? Like weed is never like, oh, I'm going to smoke weed and like, you know, because I'm going through a breakup. It's always like, let's go to the park and smoke weed. Like just go to the park or I'm going to listen to Dave Matthews and smoke. It's like, but I get wanting to be out of your head. It makes you dance a little bit more. I am... what Noah was saying, so Carlisle has been sober for a really long time and she really struggles with weed. I mean, she and I are very similar in that way. She is totally sober right now, not even on any like meds, which I'm on meds, thank God, to regulate my depression and stuff. But she, the other day, was having a bad day. I love how I talk about Carlisle on this and like air out all her secrets, but she's such an open book that I don't think she'd mind. And she listens to the pod, so I would know already if she was bothered.
And you say her Instagram.
And I, give her money that she pays me back. We all know that. So Carlisle Forrester, who, please support her actually on her Instagram. She is working these insane shifts at this restaurant.
She's making great videos from the restaurant. She is making amazing
videos from the restaurant.
About her experiences.
They're so good. They really help you become a better consumer because they're so funny. And we should play one for the Reddit dump. But she is really... So anyway, please follow her and support her. It would mean a lot to me, and I know her. Like every follow means something to her, and she's just well worth following. But she was saying the other day on our, the group chat that we have that, she got into a fight with her boyfriend when she was in the car, and she just like snapped and was like screaming and like crying in the car, like it was related to just working too much and all this stuff. And she said, in that moment, I thought if I could smoke weed, I wouldn't have done that. I would not have screamed. Like it was just. I couldn't handle the feelings and I just lost it and I looked like a psycho and people were staring from other cars. And she said, if I could have smoked weed right then, like it makes me just want to fucking smoke weed again. Like, what am I going to do? And she goes, and like, I watch like people like Chelsea Handler, like smoking weed, like skiing and in a hot tub, like celebrating their success. Like what? So I'm going to go like, if I ever get success, I'm just going to like be sober and like not celebrate. Like what's the point of having success if you can't like let loose? And then I private messaged her because I was like, could tell she was struggling. And I said, listen, when I'm hearing this, I totally get it of like, why not? Fuck it. I'm feeling all these feelings. It truly would. If she would have smoked weed, she wouldn't have screamed at her boyfriend and been embarrassing in traffic. But the truth is, it just numbs you out for that time. And the screaming at your boyfriend it's always on the other side of it. You're just delaying the inevitable. So it's like when you drink or you smoke weed, it's unless you're doing it just for fun in that moment to just like feel a little loose. If you're doing it to get away from something, you're just procrastinating this feeling because it's not only is it going to still be there because it's not treating that feeling, the feeling is going to come back so much worse because you're going to feel bad that you like, which you shouldn't feel bad. I don't think if we took away the guilt of like, oh, I went on a bender, we would be a much better society. But the guilt around breaking your abstinence or breaking your streak is so much worse than you just let yourself have it. Like the girl that I talked to that binged, I go, good, fucking yay.
Yeah.
But guess what? You don't have to do that again if you don't want to. So you had one. All right. Like I want us all to be as gentle with that. Like I have gained weight recently because I am overeating a lot because I'm feeling my feelings. That is my only drug I still kind of let myself have. I don't starve myself. I can't do that drug. I can't exercise. But sometimes I overeat, not to the point where I'm like regurgitating like I used to. Like I used to be every single night I would eat until I was literally throwing up without sticking my finger down my throat. But I eat sometimes where I'm like, I am not hungry. I just want to do this because I'm bored.
Yeah.
And I know I'm doing something bad. I know I'm not being a very recovered, good, like anorexic or like normal eater. But I fucking need it because I'm feeling something and I'm in pain. So it's like a goddamn Band-Aid for my feelings, and so be it. And like, thank God I have it. And tomorrow's a new day and I can start over. And streaks are dumb. Streaks are what fucking Instagram and TikTok and Duolingo and all these things, Wordle. Streaks are what, they're a device that have been used because they know humans love streaks and they hate breaking streaks. They're used to shame you, so you keep using these programs. That's why every Snapchat has streaks. Oh, you guys have talked this many days. Because I want you to keep using it because they know we are susceptible to streaks. So do not be a streaker. You know, first of all, don't run naked in the middle of a baseball stadium. But also, if a streak should mean something to you if you're sober, I'm glad that people do that. But it's one day at a time, and you can always start over. And I think the problem with streaks is once you throw in the towel, okay, well now let's fucking go. You can just go back and you can just cut that day out. Who gives a fuck?
It was fun.
You're still sober to me.
I was, and even if I'm not,
it doesn't negate that 3 years at all.
No, I'm happy for the 3 years. Again, I've done.
But seriously, if I
before.
hear you tell someone that you're sober, I'm just kidding.
Well, it's funny because I got on stage Saturday night.
Spoiler alert: we're going to talk about this when we get back from break. We didn't do news today, but it felt like a really good segment. We'll be back with Reddit dump and the rest of what Andrew was just saying. All right, we're back, Andrew.
So Saturday
Continue.
night, I have a new bit about not drinking for 3 years, and
there you go.
But I was literally had alcohol in my system while the words were coming out of my mouth, and I'm on stage and I'm having a very good set. It's the late show. I feel very, I don't know, whatever, and I'm just crushing. And I'm just go. So I haven't drank for 3 years, and shit, guys, I drank last night. I have alcohol in me right now, and I go. I can't lie to you. And I go, also, I don't think you guys are shitty drivers. So I went through my whole set and going, everything's a lie.
Right. So
and then some guy from the crowd goes, do you even own a cat?
Oh, that's
and
hilarious.
It was such a great moment of honesty in that moment. I never even got to the bit.
Listen, I mean,
and it was just,
we get back to what we were saying.
Back to the humor thing,
That doesn't mean you can be like, oh my God, I need to keep drinking so I could do that bit. Just being honest equals funny.
Yeah.
You just couldn't get away with the
I couldn't.
You couldn't lie to them, and what a great thing. Like,
it was a beautiful moment, actually. It really made me
It reminds me, I just watched this Bill Maher thing about like, he does this thing on his show called like explaining jokes to idiots, and he like breaks down the Jada Pinkett joke, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it was really funny, but this one part he goes, you know, people that get offended by jokes, a lot of times they have to wait for the laughter to die down to go, not funny. It's like, actually, it was.
If you're waiting
because
for
you had to wait for the
yeah.
laughter to die down, and it made me laugh to think of that guy like waiting for the laughter to die down to go, do you even have a cat?
Oh, it was so great. And I was like, no, I don't. It's just a dog with a very small penis. I couldn't think of anything.
Speaking of dogs, let's get to Reddit dump.
Let's do your Reddit dump.
This is your Reddit dump. I'm going to start trying to harmonize with it. Welcome to Reddit dump. This is where we go through my saved posts on Reddit. So I want to start with the dog one, Noah. Will you pull that one up? Because I know I've had it sent to you for a while to use and we never got into it. I believe it's a dog howling in a really funny way.
It just sounds like an old man yelling at the sun, or a sun, anything.
So funny.
Oh,
I just
good.
love it. I got Luigi back today. By the way, I've been gone for a while, and
Can he howl?
yeah, he can. I mean, he barks mostly when he's upset, but yeah, I'm sure he could howl if he wanted to. He just chooses not to. Okay, he's on a streak, a no howling streak. This is from Cool Guides on Reddit, and this is the names of things you probably didn't know. I like this kind of thing where it's like words you don't know. The space between your eyebrows is called, where I just told so I've never gotten the space between my eyebrows. I never get that. It's called the 11s, these lines.
Yeah.
And Botox, it's a very popular place to Botox. I call them the Twin Towers, and I'm like, take these down again. But, and it never gets a laugh. But, so I went to Nyack, my place today, who treats me like a fucking queen. And I got Botox and filler. And I'll tell you where I got it, but I got my, I never get my 11s because I don't like this. Usually women who have like Botox hair, like it's too much space here and it kind of stretches it out and I look like an Avatar character or like a hammerhead shark.
You know when there's like no building in a very big city? And it's a whole city block of nothing?
Yes.
It looks weird.
This looks like downtown St. Louis.
Yeah.
Things aren't going well. But I got a little bit. I went very moderate on all my Botox
Just half the
because
building?
Yes, this is building 7. I just left building 7 up. So I got a little on my crow's feet, which I don't normally do. I usually only do my xylophone. And then I got a little bobo on my xylophone. And then I got filler. I said before I got filler underneath my eyes. I didn't do that this time, but I did. I noticed that these are really deep. My nasal labial folds are very deep, which is the lines that come down from your nostrils to the sides of your mouth. And I got some filler in there because they were saying, oh, we could put filler in your cheeks and it would pull it up and decrease that line. But she was like, do you have really high cheekbones? And I was like, yes. And she goes, anyone that says yes to that, because she goes, I don't do filler on the cheeks. I was like, good, because I didn't want I don't want to risk looking insane. I'm a little swollen right now, so I'm starting to look insane. And I also got filler down on my marionette lines a little bit, little bit. Like, this is so moderate. I wish I really remembered the amount of cc's or whatever, because it's like was the least amount you could do where you couldn't even tell if. And then she also did my filler in my lips, and so it was so exciting. I just love getting filler.
Does it hurt?
Yeah, but they numb you out, but it hurt. There was a tear that came down. And she was like, I'm sorry. And I go, I didn't say it, but I was thinking to say, no, it's this song, because it was playing, this ain't for the best. All my favorite songs were playing. Okay, so that space in between your eyebrows that I got done is called a glabella. Galbell. Okay, the way it smells after it rains is called...
Oh, I love that.
Petrichor. Petrichor. This one, you may know, the plastic or metallic coating at the end of your shoelaces is called an aglet. When your stomach rumbles, that's a womble. WAMBLE, which that sounds like an app that I want to download. Womble, but it's WMBLE.
I mean,
BL.
It's exactly what your stomach sounds like.
The cry of a newborn baby is called a vagitus, which that fits. Sounds like a disease you get from a vagina. Yeah. That makes you scream.
Sounds like...
Do you know that babies are really loud because their body... I went to an Alexander technique person to learn how to speak more. And really it's about like your voice. The sound isn't coming from your throat. It's coming from like your body is like your... the strings are your vocal cords, but your body is like the... like if we're comparing it to a guitar, your body is like the body of a guitar, like that whole casing, the hollow casing that makes it amplified. And the vibrations of the wood is what makes the sound, really. It's the strings causing the wood to vibrate, creating a sound. And what we always think about with our voice is that it comes from our throat, like, because we also think that consciousness is like in our eyes because we see from there, not because our brain is there. Before we knew our brain was in our head and that's what made us have thoughts, people thought your consciousness was like in your heart. Like they just, and sometimes they thought it was in their eyes, but just because that's where you see from. So anyway, what really your resonance comes from when opera singers is because their body is so loose that their whole body becomes the body of the guitar and vibrates. And that's why babies are so fucking loud, is because when they scream, their body is like a little boombox speaker, like a little mini Bose speaker. And it's so loose because babies aren't stressed out yet that it just vibrates. And that is why they're so loud, because their whole body is like a piece of like wood and it's not tensed up. Now, when I try to hit a high note, I'm like, I'm not going to make this. And my whole body goes like, get nervous and tenses up. And that's why I crack and it sounds like shit. So it's about really relaxing. Okay. A couple more of these. Finding it difficult to get out of bed in the morning is called life. No, dysania, Dysania. I have that almost all the time. The metal thing used to measure your feet at the shoe store is called a Bannock device.
Oh, wow.
I'm not going to remember.
I haven't put my foot in one of those since we had a measuring contest.
Oh, yeah, we had a measuring contest to see
if Champs.
Yeah, we went to Champs in the Mall of America once.
I think we tied, right?
Yeah, we tied. We had the same size foot. Okay, Noah, let's play Carlisle's, one of her TikToks about waitressing and what it's like.
As a brunch consultant, I've traveled the world teaching people that their breakfast isn't as important as they think. Here are a few tips for ordering your eggs with a side of humanity. Did you know that 99% of brunch establishments will list which juices they have for mimosas right there on the menu? There's never a reason to see if an exotic fruit can be juiced in the back for the purpose of your hangover. Contrary to popular belief, you're not special just because you're drinking in the middle of the day. This goes for food as well, which brings us to rule number 2. Ask yourself, before you order, Would this request cause the waitress a fight with the kitchen staff? Pause and consider. If you don't like 2 or more ingredients in an item, maybe you don't order that item. And lastly,
I like that one.
Yes.
look into your server's eyes. Is it possible that their dog just died that day? Are they maybe going through a breakup? Even if the answer to these questions is no, still treat them with the utmost kindness. I hope this was helpful. Until next time, I've been your brunch consultant.
Oh my God. I fucking love her so much because we need to know this stuff.
Yes.
I'm one of those people that sometimes will go, I'll take 3 things out of a thing.
Oh, yeah.
But I won't replace
But then
them.
add something. No, you
Sometimes I do because
Yeah.
I'm like, I know you got this in this
But
other
you
salad.
have to. You don't have
And
options.
by the way, I tip like 100% when that is going on.
Here's the thing. Servers don't like tips.
Here's a tip.
Here's a tip. I don't want one. I don't need your pity.
Man, the stories. I told you that one story about Carlisle working, right?
Yes.
Did I
yeah,
tell it
you
on the
told it
podcast?
on the pod. Yeah.
Yeah, you
That
did
was,
with the
I
guy.
mean, I'm still so fired up. I want to ruin
Oh no,
that
you never
man.
told me who the guy was.
I'll show him to you another time. Okay, so did you see? Let's go to an Ask Women. Dear women of Reddit, what's something you've learned about lately, and can you teach us about it? Okay, so this is when they ask women things. Oh my God, this is wild and cute. I'm so glad I remembered to share this. Okay, honestly, I didn't even share it because of the question was interesting. It's only this answer, and there's no way to really save answers on Reddit. Okay, so someone wrote, Ancient Psychic Pug wrote, when a hermit crab is trying to find a new shell. This is the coolest thing you will know. Remember this for when people go, what's an interesting fact you know that no one knows? You're going to be the only one who knows this. When a hermit crab is trying to find a new shell to grow into, and it finds a shell that is too big, it will sit by the big shell for around 8 hours to see if a bigger hermit crab comes by to get the big shell. Other hermit crabs will see this, try out the big shell, and if it's too big, they will order themselves from largest to smallest in a line. If a hermit crab comes by that can fit into the big shell, they will mass trade shells moving down the line, helping each other to get out of their shell. And they pass their shell to the next one. Oh. How fucking cute is that?
That's really cute.
That is a children's book waiting to happen. Okay, let's get to Final Thought. I wanted to say that I met so many besties this weekend in Vancouver and Winnipeg. I mean, I say it to you guys all the time. The people that listen to the show are my favorite fans. Sorry to everyone else. They just are. They're the nicest, most compassionate. They are complimentary. They are respectful of my boundaries and time. I love them. One in particular gave me and Andrew gifts. She is, on Instagram. Let me just see. Hold on one second. Let me just find this post.
Luigi is hilarious right now, by the way.
Is he?
His head is just off. He's just looking down.
People got to check out the our YouTube to see it. Our YouTube, we really need you guys to subscribe. It's people write me and go, it's unacceptable. There's only this many views on your podcast.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
It
really doesn't make sense.
We deserve more. And I get it. You maybe listen on your app, and so you don't need to actually watch too. Throw us a sub. Because the videos we spend a lot of time, and it's just a fun thing to have on. Some people really like to watch podcasts, and if you have a friend who likes to watch podcasts and isn't into us yet, maybe recommend us. This is from Nicole Goodwin. She gave us a bag of goodies in Vancouver. Are you laughing at Luigi still?
I've never seen a dog lay like this. He's just looking down at the ground.
Oh my God, you guys have to see this. Wait, are we getting a good view? Oh yeah, they can zoom in on it.
It's so rich.
Shout out to Christian, Dorsey, and James, who are going to zoom in on this right now. Thanks, guys. So this is what she gave us. Here, you got one of these. Ready to? I'm going to throw it at you. It's glass.
Oh.
That was a bad throw. I'm so sorry. Did that hit your knee? Oh, you shouldn't have drank on Friday.
I need a drink. Thank God I have a cup.
Turkey tear. She made us. Isn't that so cute?
That's very nice.
Yeah, coffee mugs with our logo and a picture of us. So nice.
Thank you so much.
So
I
much.
Really
and
do
then
need this.
I have another thing.
Can't
She
wait to
also
put
made this, but I
vodka in it.
accidentally washed it. So I hope it still fits you. But I think it'll work. But she said she makes T-shirts for her company. I forget your name of your company, babe. I'm sorry. And she said, I don't know anything about golf, so I just made up this one. And it says, always wash your balls. And there's a picture of a golf tee with ball. And I think it's so funny.
That is really funny.
I love it. You got to put it on
my
your
balls
Instagram.
smell like shit.
And then she also made me this shirt that says, friends, not food. And I love it so much. I got to see what her company is
She's
called.
really good, man.
She's really good.
Thank you, whoever did this. It's very kind of you.
And I also want to say she also made me another shirt and I want to see what the company was called. She has a company where she makes shirts, and I really want to, hold on, no, I'm so sorry. I want to send it a shout out.
That's amazing.
One sec. I know, it's so nice.
Thank you for taking the time to do that.
And let me just say, so many besties were so sad that you were not there on Friday and Saturday, and I explained to them like why you weren't. I explained like you have a drinking problem now that you need to like attend to.
Yeah.
I just sensed it.
I
something was going on.
Yeah.
I can't find the name of her company, but it's. I'll write me, girl, when you hear this, and I'll give you a shout out on another pod. But she got me the shirt, and she also got me a shirt that I think I didn't check with her, but I think is inspired by our conversation about what's the best vegan messaging.
The best what?
Vegan messaging.
Oh, vegan messaging.
And it said, I posted on my Instagram the other day, but it said, eating animals is weird. And it's a V-neck. It's so cute. I really want other vegans to wear it because, and it's so funny because
what it reminds me of?
I came up with that, but I'm not sure. What is it?
It reminds me of Machine Gun Kelly making fun of Eminem's beard.
Yeah, your fucking beard is weird.
Which is one of the best lines ever. I don't know why. It's so funny. Your fucking beard is...
I think we talked about what would be the best thing to get people to be like, oh, I don't want to... like. And I think that's what we came up with. I think that's why she made it. I'm not sure. Maybe it wasn't my idea. But I did have Anya write me when she saw it on my Instagram and said, honestly, that's the best vegan messaging I've ever seen. Because, first of all, calling it, instead of meat, calling it animals really puts it in perspective. And no one wants to be weird. And I have to say, I wore it the other day coming back from Vancouver. It was a long travel day in public a lot. I was getting stared at. So many people reading it and feeling and like giving me looks. I felt like that guy that I make fun of in my act who wears like a shirt that says like, I lubricate my AR-15 with liberal tears. Yeah. Like it felt like kind of like that of like, fuck all you meat eaters. But it was interesting to see the looks I was getting of like, she thinks she's cool. And I was wearing a vegan leather jacket, and I know people were thinking, what a fucking hypocrite that she's wearing a leather jacket because it looks real. But I loved it. I love that shirt. I love get these gifts. Someone also gave me, I'm sorry to just do the full Final Thought as like gift shout out, but I think I also got, oh my God, I did Whitney Cummings' podcast. I'll talk about how she helped me with dead people's parents. Well, you can just listen to the podcast to find out. We did 3 hours without even trying. But she gave me, when I first got in there, I was like, that water bottle is like a Taylor Swift water bottle. Like I was just like, I saw it on her like desk, like but she has a lot of shit in there and she gets a lot of promotional stuff. She's not a Swiftie either, but I was like, that is a lover fucking Hydro Flask. And I was like, God, I love that so much. I wonder if she would give it to me if I complimented it. And then at the end of the show, she was like, I have a couple gifts for you. And I was like, no. And she was like, first of all, look behind you on the shelf. Behind me on the shelf, what? Let me just get it really quick. Stay.
Good boy. She's going to get something right now, folks. It's a present.
Behind me?
Whoa.
Behind me on the shelf was something I had just seen on the Taylor Swift merchandise store that I would never buy for myself. Now, these are the best gifts for me, is things in the Taylor Swift merch store that aren't shirts, but are things that are just too ridiculous to buy for yourself. This is called The Vault, and it has inside a snow globe that exploded in my bag and was dripping goo all over my clothing, but worth it. I nearly cried because I wanted this so bad. I don't even know what the fuck it is. It's just a snow globe that was probably like $70. It's plastic. It was made in China. But it has like guitars, and it's The Vault because all the songs that she doesn't release, she calls like The Vault songs. And then she also...
Why the snow globe inside it? Do you know?
Because Taylor Swift, a lot of her imagery is snow globes.
Oh, okay.
And so it's just like a Swiftie thing that I love. I'm going to keep it here in the podcast room, even though it's shattered on the way. And then she was like, and also this Hydro Flask. And I was like, I saw that on the way. I was so excited. So I got that. And then a bestie in Vancouver who owns a resale shop that has like fucking awesome tees and shit like that. He's like a fan, and he started writing me when I was posting that I would like resale stuff. Oh, I know the Fraser and Pine, Farser and Pine is the name of that. If you want to get a vegan shirt, if you're vegan out there. And then this guy, he always sends me like, do you want this? He'll send me like Britney Spears shirts. Like he's at stores looking for cool vintage shirts. And I'll either be like, pass, or yes, I do. And then he'll be like, one was a Chappelle shirt that was an old one. And I was like, fuck yes. It was like, oh, I paid for it. And it never arrived. It fucking sucks. But he got me a Taylor Swift 1989 like crew shirt. So someone that worked on her crew for that, like that is good. So rare. And he got me a Fearless shirt, which is like her first, like not her first album, but her second album, a tour shirt that is so fucking rare. It's probably worth $1,000. Like this guy hooked it up so much. And I just want to say thank you so much to Joel. And I'll give you a shout out about your company later. And I didn't do that in exchange for like advertising. I'm just saying thank you to my friends that did that for me. And yeah, I got to bring extra suitcases for these gifts. By the way, my favorite gift is just a heartfelt letter or any kind of like a drawing you make, any fucking thing.
I'll take money.
And also money.
Venmo is open.
Oh my God, what was I going to tell you? Fuck, I had one last thing to tell you, Andrew. God damn it. I guess I'll have to come up with it off air. But I hope you guys watch my e-show. I really hope that Nashville people come out and see me in Nashville. If you have friends in Nashville, please.
Theater.
The Ryman
it's like
Theater.
A legendary theater.
I think I've only sold 54% of the house, and it's coming up. So please get on that, you guys. I would love to perform for you. If you have friends out there, I just don't understand why they're not selling as well. But those 54%, thank you so much. And I don't really give a shit.
Jake Owen's going to be there.
He is? He's going to come?
In the crowd.
Honky donk. All right, guys. Well, I'll get to ask him about Taylor Swift. Thank you so much for listening. We will see you this weekend in Texas. We will see you next weekend in New Orleans, Jacksonville, and another Florida place. And then we'll see you the following weekend somewhere else. Thank you for listening. Don't be care. And Jack Daniels is a drink that Andrew will probably have this weekend.
That's literally where I went with that. No, I will.